The research vessel Star Seeker hung motionless in space, its silver hull reflecting the distant light of Earth's sun. Inside the ship's main observation deck, lead researcher James Miller stood calmly, unaware that his next action would send shockwaves through the entire galactic community. "Fascinating readings from this world," said the ship's alien science officer, Blue, his crystalline body shimming under the deck's soft lights. "But sadly, it's completely toxic. Another failure in our search for new council members." Miller raised an eyebrow. "Toxic? Earth? What makes you say that?" Blue pointed at the holographic display showing Earth's surface analysis. "Look at these readings. The planet is covered in dihydrogen monoxide. Over 70% of the surface is contaminated with this highly corrosive substance. It's a shame. The gravity and temperature readings were perfect for colonization." Miller couldn't help but smile. He reached for his water bottle, a simple action that would change galactic history forever. "You mean this substance?" he asked, taking a long drink. The reaction was immediate. Blue's crystalline form turned pale, almost white with shock. Other alien crew members backed away in horror. The ship's emergency alarm began blaring. "Medical team to the observation deck." Blue screamed into his communicator. "Human ambassador showing signs of extreme self-harm. Possible mental break." Miller nearly choked on his water, trying not to laugh. "Everyone, please calm down. This is just water. We humans drink it every day. In fact, we need it to live." The medical team burst onto the deck, led by Dr. Green, whose plant-like appendages waved in agitation. They stopped short when they saw Miller standing there, completely fine, still holding his water bottle. "Impossible," Dr. Green whispered. "Our sensors indicate you just ingested enough dihydrogen monoxide to dissolve metal. You should be." She paused, her leaf-like features trembling. "Dead." Word of the incident spread through the ship like wildfire. Within hours, the Galactic Council's emergency response team was contacted. The Star Seeker was ordered to maintain position, while a full diplomatic team was dispatched to investigate this unprecedented situation. Miller spent the next several hours in the ship's medical bay, patiently allowing the alien doctors to scan him. He explained about Earth's water cycle, about how humans were made mostly of water, about how their entire civilization depended on it. With each explanation, the alien doctor's disbelief grew. "But we've seen what this substance does," Dr. Green insisted, showing Miller a video of water rapidly corroding through a piece of alien metal. "It's one of the most dangerous substances known to the Council. How can your species not only survive it but need it?" Miller demonstrated by drinking more water, causing several junior medical officers to flee the room in panic. "Maybe," he suggested, "this shows that life can evolve in ways the Council hasn't considered before." The ship's captain, Red, a towering figure made of living crystal like blue, entered the medical bay. His usual confident demeanor was shaken. "The Council representatives will arrive within 2 planetary rotations. They're bringing their top scientists." He looked at Miller with a mixture of fear and awe. "They've never encountered a species like yours before." Miller nodded, suddenly understanding the gravity of the situation. Humanity's first contact with the galactic community wasn't going quite as anyone had expected. Instead of their technology or culture, it was their simple ability to drink water that had shocked the galaxy. As he looked out the medical bay window at the beautiful blue planet below, Miller couldn't help but wonder what other surprises this first contact would bring. One thing was certain: the galaxy would never be the same after learning about humanity's immunity to water. And somewhere in the back of his mind, he couldn't help but wonder what substances the aliens considered safe that would terrify humans in return. The Galactic Council's diplomatic ship looked like a giant diamond as it entered Earth's orbit. Inside the United Nations building in New York, Ambassador Tom Walker wiped his sweaty palms on his suit pants. The room was filled with world leaders, scientists, and military officials, all waiting for humanity's first official meeting with the Galactic Council. "Remember, General White whispered to Walker, "Keep calm, and don't do anything sudden." According to Miller's report, they're extremely nervous about water. Walker nodded, then glanced at the sealed water bottles on the conference table, a normal part of any Earth meeting, but now possibly the most controversial objects in the room. The alien delegation entered, their crystalline and plant-like forms causing gasps among the human audience. Leading them was High Counselor Purple, his massive crystal body catching the light and splitting it into rainbow patterns across the walls. "Greetings, humans," Purple said through a translator device. "We come with great concern for your—" He paused, his crystal form flickering with unease, "situation." Walker stepped forward, bowing slightly. "We welcome the Galactic Council to Earth, though I'm confused about what situation you're referring to." Purple's form trembled. "Your entire civilization is built around one of the most dangerous substances in the known galaxy. We believe you must have developed incredible technological protection that allows you to survive." "Protection?" Walker asked. "From water?" "Please," a plant-like being named Yellow interrupted. "Don't speak its chemical name so casually. And yes, we need to know how you've managed to shield yourselves from its corrosive effects." Walker looked at the other human leaders, who seemed equally bewildered. "There's no technology involved. Humans evolved alongside water. We're largely made of it." The alien delegation moved back in horror. One of the smaller crystal beings actually fell over. "Impossible," Purple declared. "No natural life form could evolve to resist that substance. It dissolves almost everything it touches." Walker reached for a water bottle, causing several aliens to raise their protective shields. "Let me demonstrate something," he said calmly. He poured some water into a glass. "This is completely natural, unfiltered water. Would you like to scan it?" The alien scientists rushed forward with their devices, confirming it was indeed pure water. Their readings caused even more panic. "Please," Yellow begged, "don't tell me you're going to." Walker drank the entire glass. The alien delegation erupted into chaos. Medical teams rushed forward. Security personnel raised weapons, though they weren't sure if they should protect the humans from the water or the aliens from the humans. "Stop!" Walker's voice cut through the chaos. "Look at me. I'm perfectly fine. In fact," he poured another glass, "I need water to live. All humans do. We can survive only a few days without it." Purple's crystalline form had turned almost white. "A few days? You mean you regularly consume this substance?" "We need about 8 glasses a day," Walker explained, causing several aliens to make sounds that might have been fainting. But, Yellow stammered. "We've seen it destroy entire ships. It can cut through metal. It's a universal solvent." Walker smiled gently. "Yet here we are, a civilization of water-drinking beings. Perhaps this shows that life is more diverse than the Council expected." The room fell silent. Purple moved forward, his crystal form now showing swirling patterns of deep thought. "In all our centuries of space exploration, we've never encountered anything like this. Your species challenges everything we thought we knew about life." "Then perhaps," Walker suggested, "we have much to learn from each other." As the initial shock wore off, the aliens began asking more questions. How did humans store water? Why didn't their cities dissolve? Could they teach other species to resist water's effects? Walker answered each question patiently, all while enjoying another glass of water. The first official meeting between Earth and the Galactic Council might not have gone as planned, but it was certainly memorable. And somewhere in orbit, James Miller was probably laughing about the whole thing. The Galactic Council's state-of-the-art research facility in orbit around Earth buzzed with activity. Dr. Anna Cooper stood in the center of the main laboratory, surrounded by the most advanced scientific equipment from across the galaxy, and dozens of deeply confused alien scientists. "You're telling us," said Chief Scientist Gray, his metallic body gleaming under the lab lights, "that your internal organs are actually designed to process water." "Not just process it," Anna replied. pointing to a holographic display of human anatomy. Our bodies are about 60% water. We use it for everything from maintaining body temperature to protecting our organs. The alien scientists muttered among themselves, their various crystalline, metallic, and plant-like forms clustering around the display. One of them, a crystal being named Orange, was frantically taking notes. "But how do you prevent it from dissolving you from the inside?" Orange asked, waving his readings in the air. "According to our science, this shouldn't be possible." Anna smiled. "Maybe it's time for a more dramatic demonstration." She walked over to a large, clear container that had been installed in the lab. "This is what we call a swimming pool, a small version of one anyway." The aliens backed away as water filled the container. When it was full, Anna did something that made several scientists cry out in alarm. She changed into a swimming suit. "Dr. Cooper." Gray moved forward in panic. "You can't seriously be planning to immerse yourself in that much corrosive liquid." "Watch me," Anna said, and dove into the pool. The lab erupted into chaos. Emergency alarms blared. Containment fields sprang up automatically. 3 medical teams rushed in, only to stop in confusion as they watched Anna swimming laps, completely unharmed and actually appearing to enjoy herself. After a few minutes, she climbed out, dripping wet. The aliens stared in a mixture of horror and fascination. "Impossible," Orange whispered, scanning her with every device he had. "Your cellular structure is perfectly intact. In fact," he paused, checking his readings again, "your stress levels have decreased. Swimming is relaxing," Anna explained, drying herself with a towel. Another process that fascinated the aliens. Many humans do it for fun or exercise. Exercise. Gray's metallic form shuddered. "You intentionally submerge yourselves in dyed water. For entertainment." Before Anna could answer, the lab's main door opened. In walked White, one of the council's eldest members, her crystalline form showing the complex patterns of centuries of accumulated knowledge. "I have a theory," White announced, moving closer to examine Anna. "These humans, they can't be natural." Anna frowned. "What do you mean?" "You must be artificial constructs," White declared, "created by some ancient advanced civilization. No natural evolution could produce a species immune to water's corrosive effects." "That's not true," Anna replied firmly. "We have fossil records showing our evolutionary history. We evolved on Earth, alongside water, over millions of years." "Preposterous." White's crystal form flashed with agitation. "Next you'll tell us you actually drink this substance for pleasure, not just survival." Anna walked over to a table where she'd left a bottle of sparkling water. "Actually," she opened it, causing several aliens to activate their personal shields. "Some of us do prefer water with bubbles in it." The sound of White's crystalline form hitting the floor as she fainted echoed through the lab. Hours later, as Anna filed her daily report, she couldn't help but smile. The aliens' reaction to carbonated beverages had been even more dramatic than their response to swimming. Yet beneath their fear and disbelief, she could see growing curiosity. "Dr. Cooper," Orange approached her desk cautiously. "Some of us were wondering, what exactly does water feel like? When it doesn't dissolve you, I mean." Anna looked up from her report, seeing genuine scientific interest replacing fear in Orange's crystal patterns. Maybe this was the beginning of real understanding between their species. "Would you like to find out?" she asked. "We could start very small, just a single drop." Orange's form flickered with a mixture of terror and excitement. The scientific investigation of humanity's water immunity was about to take a very interesting turn. The news about humans and their incredible water immunity spread through the galaxy like wildfire. On the bustling trade planet of Central Hub, thousands of different alien species gathered around public holoscreens, watching in amazement as humans demonstrated their water-based abilities. The recording showed a human rescue team practicing sea operations, diving into Earth's oceans. The crowd gasped as humans swam through massive amounts of water without protective suits. Some viewers had to look away, convinced they were watching something horrifically dangerous. "This changes everything," said Brown, a rock-based merchant, his rough surface reflecting the holoscreen's light, a species that can handle water without dying. "The trading possibilities are endless." Next to him, a plant-like being named Green shuffled nervously. "But the Temple of Purity says these humans must be unnatural. No creator would design beings to survive in corrosive liquid." The crowd's attention shifted as a new figure appeared on the holoscreen, Professor Silver from the Galactic Science Academy. The respected scientist's metallic form gleamed as she addressed the galaxy. "After extensive study, we confirm that humans are indeed natural beings," Silver announced. "Their ability to not just survive but thrive in water environments is the result of millions of years of evolution. This discovery forces us to reconsider everything we thought we knew about life's possibilities." The crowd buzzed with excitement and fear. A group of crystal beings huddled together, their forms flickering with worry. "But what if they weaponize it?" one crystal being whispered. "They could threaten the entire galaxy." As if answering these fears, the holoscreen changed to show Tom Walker, Earth's ambassador, standing before the Galactic Council. "We understand your concerns," Walker said calmly, "but humans have no interest in using water as a weapon. Instead, we offer our unique abilities to help the galaxy. We can handle water-based emergencies, explore water-rich worlds, and even help develop safe water handling techniques for other species." The broadcast cut to footage of the first joint human-alien project. A human diving team was carefully recovering valuable minerals from the bottom of an alien ocean, something no other species could do safely. Their alien partners watched from a heavily shielded observation post, still amazed by the humans' casual interaction with water. "Look at the profits they're making," Brown said excitedly. "I heard the humans are already getting contracts from across the galaxy. Everyone wants their water handling services." The news continued, showing more images from Earth, humans drinking water, swimming in pools, playing in the rain, each scene causing the alien audience to flinch or gasp. But now, there was curiosity mixed with the fear. "My third spawn actually asked to learn about human water practices," a plant being told the crowd. "Can you imagine? The young ones are already starting to see water differently." The broadcast ended with a stunning announcement. Earth would host the first Galactic Water Safety Conference. Scientists, religious leaders, and curious individuals from across the galaxy would visit Earth to learn about water from the only species that could safely handle it. "They're either the bravest or the craziest species we've ever met," Green commented, watching as the screen showed humans preparing special safety zones for the conference. "Imagine willingly building your civilization around water." "Maybe that's why they're so different," Brown replied thoughtfully. "Living with something so dangerous must have made them stronger." As the crowd dispersed, discussing this strange new species and their even stranger abilities, a small group of alien children stayed behind, watching repeated footage of humans swimming. Their eyes were filled not with fear, but with wonder. "Do you think," one young crystal being asked another, "we'll ever learn to touch water like they do?" The question hung in the air, representing the growing change in how the galaxy viewed both water and humanity. The impossible had become possible, and nothing would ever be the same. The emergency alarm blared through the human space station, Water's Edge, causing Commander Jack Peters to jump from his chair. The station, humanity's first joint project with the Galactic Council, specialized in water-based research and rescue operations. "Report," he shouted, rushing to the control room. "Sir," his second-in-command reported, "we're picking up distress signals from the Crystal Colony on Dry Rock 7. A radical group called Pure Space is threatening to flood their main city." Peter's face hardened. The anti-human group Pure Space had been causing trouble since Earth joined the galactic community. They believed humans were unnatural beings who needed to be contained. "How did they get that much water?" Peters demanded. "They stole it from our trading ships, sir. They've modified it into some kind of water bomb." The situation was serious. For crystal beings, a water flood would be like acid rain on Earth. Peters hit the emergency broadcast button. Attention all rescue teams. This is not a drill. Suit up and prepare for immediate deployment. We have civilians in danger. Within minutes, the station's rescue ships launched into space. Each one carried teams of human divers and water management experts, along with special equipment designed to handle large amounts of water safely. As they approached Dry Rock 7, they could see the panic. The Crystal City gleamed under its protective dome, while above it, the pure spaceships threatened to release their deadly cargo. This is Commander Peters to pure space vessels. Peters broadcast. Stand down immediately. You're threatening innocent civilians. Humans shouldn't exist, came the reply. No species should be immune to the Great Destroyer. This will prove how dangerous water really is. Before Peters could respond, the pure spaceships released their water bombs. Thousands of gallons of water began falling toward the Crystal City. All teams, move in, Peters ordered. Activate the water control fields. Human rescue ships dove into action. Using new technology developed jointly with the Council, they projected special fields that could control and redirect water. The teams worked frantically, catching the falling water before it could touch the crystal buildings below. Inside the city dome, crystal families watched in amazement as humans in diving suits swam through the captured water, securing it in special containers. What pure space had intended as a weapon, the humans handled as easily as breathing. Look how they moved through it, crystal children exclaimed, their forms shimmering with excitement rather than fear. They're like heroes. The pure spaceships tried to flee but were quickly caught by Council security forces. They watched in disbelief as the humans not only prevented their attack, but turned it into an impromptu demonstration of water management. Water Control Team to command, one of the rescue workers reported. All water contained and secured. No casualties. The city is safe. A cheer went up from the Crystal citizens. The Council representatives who arrived shortly after were amazed to find not a disaster, but a celebration. Commander Peters, the Council leader, said, his crystal form glowing with respect, "Your teams just saved thousands of lives. You've turned what could have been a tragedy into a triumph." Peters smiled. "We're just doing what humans do best, working with water to help others." The news spread quickly across the galaxy. Pure Space's attempt to prove humans were dangerous had backfired completely. Instead, they'd shown why humanity's unique abilities were so valuable to the galactic community. Back on the station, Peters watched his teams return, tired but proud. A message from Earth Command appeared on his screen. More colonies were requesting human water management teams. What Pure Space hadn't understood was that fear couldn't overcome the power of cooperation. "Sir," his second-in-command called, "the Crystal Colony is asking if we can help design a water-safe emergency system for them." Peters nodded. "Tell them yes, and let's make it better than anything they've imagined." The crisis had passed, but its impact would ripple through the galaxy. Humanity had proven they weren't just immune to water. They were its masters, and they would use that mastery to protect others. Dr. Mark Wilson could hardly believe his eyes as he stared at the test results in the Joint Species Research Lab. After months of work with his alien colleagues, they'd made an incredible discovery. "Look at this," he called to his research partner, Gold, a crystal being who had overcome her fear of water enough to work in the same room as it. These readings from the gas giant's moons, they showed traces of water-based life. Gold's crystalline form sparkled with excitement as she examined the data. Microscopic organisms living in liquid water, just like ancient Earth. This changes everything we thought about life's origins. The lab had become a unique place in the galaxy. Here, humans worked side by side with aliens from dozens of species, studying how life could exist in what most of the galaxy considered a deadly substance. Council Science Command calling. The lab's communication system announced. Priority message for the research team. The main screen lit up, showing Chief Scientist Silver. "Dr. Wilson, Researcher Gold, your discovery has been confirmed by 3 other teams. The Council is ready to accept your new theory about life's evolution. Mark smiled, remembering how just months ago, most alien scientists had insisted humans must be artificial beings. Now they were helping rewrite the galaxy's understanding of biology. There's more, Silver continued. We found similar traces on 20 other moons and planets. Water-based life might be more common than we thought. We need to establish new research stations immediately. Gold raised her crystalline hand. But most species still can't safely handle water. How can we study these discoveries? That's why we're here, Mark said. Our team has been developing new safety protocols and equipment. We can teach other species to work with water safely, just like you learned, Gold. The news spread quickly through the scientific community. More alien researchers began requesting training in water handling. Special suits were designed to protect different species while allowing them to study water-based environments. In another part of the lab, Mark's team made another breakthrough. They discovered how Earth's earliest organisms had developed water immunity and how this trait had been passed down through evolution. The really exciting part, Mark explained to a group of alien scientists, is that some of your species might have similar genetic potential. With the right modifications, you could develop limited water resistance too. The announcement caused a stir. Many aliens still feared water, but others were fascinated by the possibility of touching it safely. I volunteer for the first trials, Gold said, surprising everyone. I've worked with humans long enough to know water isn't evil. It's just different from what we're used to. Mark's team began carefully controlled experiments. They started with tiny amounts of water, using specially designed safety equipment. The results were promising. Some species could indeed be helped to handle brief water exposure. We're not trying to make everyone like humans, Mark explained during a council briefing. We're just showing that water isn't the universal destroyer everyone thought it was. It's a building block of life, just a different kind of life than most of the galaxy is used to. The Council voted to establish the first Galactic Water Research Institute, with branches on Earth and several other worlds. Ships were redesigned with water-safe sections. Space stations installed human-style swimming pools in special sealed areas. Look at this, Gold said one day, showing Mark a message on her screen. My young one's education pod is asking about adding water safety to their basic training. The next generation won't grow up fearing water like we did. Mark watched through the lab window as a group of alien scientists practiced using the new water-safe suits. Each small step forward helped bridge the gap between Earth's water-based life and the rest of the galaxy. Ready for today's experiment? He asked Gold. She nodded, her crystal form steady and unafraid. Let's show the galaxy what's possible when we work together. The paradigm shift was happening, one drop at a time. 5 years after humans first shocked the galaxy with their water immunity, the massive space station, Aquarius, orbited Earth, its crystal and metal structure gleaming in the sunlight. Inside, Commander Lisa Reed watched through the observation window as something unprecedented took place. In a specially designed chamber, filled with perfectly controlled amounts of water, alien children played alongside human kids in what the galaxy's first interspecies water park. Each alien child wore a safety suit designed to their species' needs, their laughter and excitement visible through clear helmets. Did you ever imagine you'd see this? Asked Ambassador Tom Walker, who had handled that first dramatic meeting with the Council years ago. He stood beside Lisa, watching the scene with pride. Never, Lisa replied, smiling as a young crystal being cautiously splashed water with their safety-gloved hands. From terror to playful curiosity in just 5 years. The station had become the galaxy's premier center for water-based activities and research. One section housed the Galactic Water Training Academy, where humans taught other species how to safely work with water. Another area contained research labs, where scientists studied water-based worlds discovered throughout the galaxy. Emergency call from Deep Serve 18-3, the station's AI announced. Lisa quickly activated the comm screen. The face of Captain James Miller appeared, the same man whose simple act of drinking water had started everything. "Commander," Miller reported, his image showing him aboard a survey ship, "we've found another water world with signs of intelligent life. The Council wants humans to lead the first contact team." Lisa nodded. Humans had become the galaxy's specialists for water world exploration. Their natural ability to handle water made them perfect for contacting new species that might have evolved in similar conditions. "Send the coordinates," she replied. "I'll assemble a team." In another part of the station, the graduation ceremony for the first class of non-human water handling specialists was taking place. 20 aliens from different species, including Gold from the research team, received their certifications. "Remember," the human instructor told them, "you're making history. You're the first of your kinds to work directly with water. Future generations will follow your path." Gold, wearing her new water-safe work suit, touched the certification proudly. "From fearing water to working with it. My ancestors would never believe this." The station's observation deck hosted a meeting of the Galactic Council's new Water Resources Committee. They discussed the latest projects: water mining operations on ice planets, rescue missions for ships damaged by water accidents, and plans for more water-safe spaces across the galaxy. "Humans have transformed our understanding of not just water, but life itself," said Council Leader Purple, who had overcome his own fear enough to visit the water-safe observation deck. "We thought we knew everything about what was possible. We were wrong." In the station's residential area, human families lived alongside alien ones. Children grew up learning about different species' relationships with water, and aliens learned that water wasn't just a dangerous substance, it could be the source of life and joy. "Message from Earth Command," the AI announced. "The first water-safe alien settlement on Earth has been completed. 50 families will arrive next month." Lisa watched as more children entered the water park chamber. A young plant being, safely sealed in their suit, held hands with a human child as they both slid down a water slide. Their shared laughter needed no translation. "You know what the best part is?" Tom asked, pointing to the playing children. "They won't remember a time when this was impossible. For them, this is just normal." Lisa nodded. The galaxy had changed in ways no one could have predicted. Humanity's simple immunity to water had opened doors no one knew existed. They hadn't just joined the galactic community. They had helped it grow beyond its own limitations. "Next group ready for water safety training," the AI announced. "Time to get back to work," Lisa said, turning from the window. "We've got a whole galaxy of possibilities to explore." The new era had begun, and it flowed as smoothly as water itself.